Hey, what's up? Chris Setinari here from Studio 10 Films, and today we're just going to do a little tutorial on color correction. And here I have this clip of the Naples, Florida shoreline, and it was shot on the Lumix GH4. Great little camera. I was in Cinelike D mode, I believe, when I shot this, so we already had a little bit of an advantage there, and the video that comes off of this camera is just amazing. I had a Rokinon 35mm Cine lens on there, which is again a great set of lenses, especially if you're looking for something that is a Cine lens but not quite as expensive, or granted as good of a build quality, but definitely not quite as expensive as a Zeiss or Canon Cine lens kit. And with that, let's continue. So here I've got this clip, and what I'm going to do is add a new adjustment layer. And then I'm going to go up to Effect, Color Correction, Curves. Now, here, what I've noticed is when I'm in Cinelike D on the GH4, oftentimes the video comes off a little bit cool, and that can be useful. But here I really want that warm, beachy feel. So what I'm going to do is just pull down the blue just a little bit, right in the middle there. Just pull it down just enough to get it slightly warmer. And what that does is really help to hone in the color of that sand there on the bottom, that white beachy sand, and the orange sunset in the background. While the ocean is obviously part of the focal point here, we really want that bright orange sun and that white sand to show. So I'm going to pull back the blue just a bit. Might boost the red maybe a bit. Yeah, something like that, just about there. And then I'm going to come up to Effect, and I'm going to go to Color Correction and go to Equalize. Now, instantly it's crazy and it's a little bit much there, but come down, select Photoshop style, and bring it down to something like 21%. And then play around with it a little bit. You can change it to RGB. What that really does is give just a little bit more contrast to that water in our shot, because it's essentially trying to equalize the amount of color and balance out everything within our shot. Just like an EQ in audio, and EQ in color correction helps to equalize our image and give us just a slightly better image. It helps bring out the texture on that water there. It helps bring out, again, that white sand, and especially that orange reflection right by the water there. And then, just to put some finalizing touches on it, I'm going to go over to Color Correction, and I am going to come down to Hue and Saturation. And here, I'm going to take the Master Saturation slider and boost it just a little bit. That's a little too much, maybe down to 5 or 6. And then take Master Lightness here, and again, just a bit, pull it back down. There we go. Something just like that. And now, as you can see, when we shut these off and show our original image, instead of being quite as cool, it's slightly warmer. The Equalize gave us a little bit of a better contrast and texture on that water. And then the Hue and Saturation just brought it the perfect amount down so that we've got the right amount of contrast and just the right amount of light in our image. And those are just a few basic tools inside of After Effects. Again, it's nothing necessarily spectacular, but it works in terms of being able to do basic color grading and basic color correction within After Effects. And you could do a lot more with these too. Believe me, these are definitely not a limiting factor. But again, if you want to do a little bit more, look into something like Magic Bullet Looks, or if you really want something nice, go for DaVinci Resolve. The software itself is, I believe, free, but then to get the professional version of the software, that's a cost. And of course, the workstation from DaVinci is quite expensive. But this should get you started, give you some basic color correction tips and tricks. And come check us out again at Studio 10 Film School here on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.